Hello friends, in this module we will learn about packaging material for snack foods. Snacks are very popular food items nowadays in younger generation, and children's and even old age people are also consuming it. So we will discuss about different types of snacks available and their packaging material or type of material used for the packaging of such snacks. Snack can be defined as a slight or casual or hurried meal, a small portion of food or drink, or a very light meal. Until 1970s, commercial snack foods could be said to be potato chips or crisps, nuts, cookies and confectionaries. Snack foods now include a very wide range of products. The snack food industry today relies more and more on extrusion cooking process. A major distinction can be made between direct expanded snack foods and expanded pellet forms. The direct expanded snacks are usually very light structures which develop from the cooker extruder and require only adjustment to moisture content before enrobing and flavoring. Whereas the expanded pellets are typically compact and dense and require specialized drying before expanding. This is accomplished by a means of number of techniques including frying in oil, rotating in sand or salt roasters, microwave heating or fluid bed toasters. So in this, the first category is fried snack foods. Fried snack foods consist of many ingredients. Although the most popular are based on potatoes and nuts, large quantities are also made from cereal ingredients, the most widely used cereal being corn. Common to all these snacks is fat or oil, which is used as processing agent to dehydrate the product or puff it and develop characteristic flavor. As a consequence, the shelf life of many fried snack food is closely related to the rancidity of fat or oil. The manufacture of potato chips is quite simple. After washing, peeling and trimming, potatoes are sliced thinly, washed to remove adhering starch granules, blanched and dried before passing on a conveyor through hot oil in which they are rapidly dehydrated by frying and cooked. Excess oil is drained or centrifuged off and the chips are cooled, salted, flavored and packaged. During processing of potatoes to chips, the moisture content of the potato is reduced from about 79% to about 5%, and of the final 95% of dry matter in chips, 35 to 40% amounts to be fat or oil. So it is very important to learn deterioration in fried snacks for the design of packaging material for the fried snacks. So there are two major modes of deterioration of fried snack foods. First one is development of fat, rancidity and loss of crispness. The susceptibility of fried snack foods to oxidative rancidity depends on type of fat used and the number of unsaturated bonds in the fatty acid moiety. Analysis of volatile compounds in fresh and aged potato chips and unused fresh and aged frying oils showed that oxidation of oils was mainly responsible for volatile compound changes in potato chips during storage. To minimize the development of such rancidity, the product must be protected from oxygen, light and trace quantities of metal ions. The addition of phenolic type antioxidants such as BHA, BHT and TBHQ is also very helpful, but is not always permitted by the legislation. Since the bulk density of chips is typically 0.056 grams per millimeter, they have a very large headspace volume per unit weight of product. If the product is packaged at atmospheric oxygen concentration, then the headspace oxygen is sufficient to cause oxygen uptake in excess of 3 milliliter oxygen per gram at standard temperature and pressure. Therefore, inert gas packaging would be result in a very significant increase in the storage life of potato chips, provided that the headspace oxygen concentration attained were below 1% and the package permeability to the oxygen was very low. It was recommended that the package should be designed to avoid light penetration also. Second problem is crispness. Crispness is salient textural characteristics for any fried snack food, and its loss due to absorption of moisture is a major cause of snack food rejection by the consumers. Water affects the texture of snack food by plasticizing and softening the starch, which alters the mechanical strength of the product. The critical water activity for potato chips has been reported to be 0.4. A more extensive study using sensory panels found that potato chips becomes unacceptable organoleptically at the water activity of 0.51. So, from the modes of deterioration discussed earlier, it is clear that a satisfactory package for fried snack food would need to provide a good barrier to oxygen, light and moisture. Fried snacks food are typically packaged in multi-layer structures, although spiral wound paperboard cans lined with aluminum foil or a barrier polymer and sealed under vacuum with an LDPE or foil end are used for some specialty products. In addition, the use of metal cans for fried nuts is popular for premium products. The container usually being gas flushed with nitrogen immediately prior to seaming. Limited information is available on the effects of packaging material on the stability of snack foods during ambient storage. Since these products are frequently displayed for sale under fluorescent lights, flexible packages are either pigmented or placed inside paperboard cartons. The use of metallized films has become widespread in recent years, and although they are reasonably efficient light barriers, they do permit some light to penetrate into the package. Potato chips packaged in pouches constructed of HDPE, LDPE, LDPE coated RCF or PVC or PVDC copolymer coated RCF were reported to have a shelf life of about 15 days at 27 degrees centigrade and 65% RH. None of these films offered protection from light and the conditions of lighting were not reported. Potato chips packaged in PVC, PVDC copolymer coated PP were reported as being more sensitive to water vapor than to oxygen. When stored at 55 to 65% RH, become unsellable after 8 to 10 weeks. Potato chips packaged in polypropylene aluminum foil pouches required about 27 weeks to become unsellable due to developed rancid flavors. The storage life of shelled, roasted and salted peanuts was reported as 3 weeks at room temperature, but it can be extended by packaging in inert gas or vacuum or by lowering the storage temperature. It is important to prevent moisture condensation on the peanuts, since it is been shown that deposition of monomolecular layer of moisture on the product increases the rate of deterioration 2 to 3 times. An economical method for packaging peanuts for long term storage utilize the carbon dioxide adsorption properties of it and involved placing them in plastic pouches impervious to air and carbon dioxide, then flushing with carbon dioxide and then heat sealing. Carbon dioxide is adsorbed into the pores of the peanuts, resulting in formation of a vacuum inside the pouches. Both shelled and raw peanuts and shelled, roasted, blanched peanuts were protected from any significant deterioration of flavor and other quality factors for 12 months, and roasted, salted in the shell peanuts were protected for 4 months. The formation of tight collapsed package a few weeks after vacuum packaging peanuts has been reported. It was attributed to the conversion of oxygen to peroxides and depended on the initial residual oxygen level and gas volume. Initial residual oxygen levels in commercially vacuum packaged peanuts were reported to be around 5% of the remaining air because the extent of vacuum achieved is limited to 75% due to film deformation and line speeds. However, the absorption of CO2 by cereals, grains and nuts is well documented and led to the development of technique for cereal skin packaging known as CEM, that is carbon dioxide exchange method. In this method, cereals are packaged in carbon dioxide in a plastic bag of low gas permeability and the bag is sealed. The package volume gradually decreases as carbon dioxide gas is absorbed by the cereals and finally a skin package is obtained, as we have seen in the case of peanuts. Next class of snack foods is extruded and puffed snacks. Extrusion has given means of manufacturing new and novel products and has revolutionized many conventional snack processes. The most popular and successful extruders used in the production of snack foods have been single screw extruders, although in recent years twin screw extruders have begun to be used. The extruder should exercise number of functions in short time under controlled continuous operating conditions. These functions may include heating, cooling, conveying, feeding, compressing, reacting, mixing, melting, cooking, texturing and shaping. The majority of snacks on the market falls in the category of expanded snacks. They are usually light with low bulk density and are seasoned with a range of flavors, oils and salt. A typical manufacturing process would consist blending of ingredients with water prior to being fed into the extruder. As the mix passes through the extruder, it is compressed, the work performed on a mix during extrusion being transformed into heat. The combination of pressure and heat causes the mix to become very viscous, and as it passes through the extruder heads, the superheated moisture instantaneously vaporizes, resulting in puffing of the product. Sometimes the product is subsequently fried in oil to remove moisture and develop a desirable flavor. It is then cooled, coated with flavors. It is achieved either by first spraying the product with vegetable oil and then dusting with a variety of dry flavors or seasonings, or alternatively the oils, flavors and seasonings may be mixed together and applied to the extruded product as it is tumbled in a flavor application equipment. Puffed snack foods such as popcorn were originally made by placing grains of corn onto very hot plates. This caused the moisture in the grains to suddenly expand into steam and so caused the grain to puff and simultaneously get cooked. This method was refined by heating the grain in a quick release and hermetically sealed cylinder, where the sudden release of pressure caused the grain to puff or expand. A similar principle is used in extrusion. Recent developments have improved the efficiency of the process, and many cereals can now be puffed up to 4 to 8 times their original size. This expanded original texture grains are used in many snack products. So, now we will discuss about the deterioration in puffed snacks. The major cause of deterioration of extruded and puffed snacks is loss of crispness. The critical water activity for puffed corn kernel has been reported as 0.36, which corresponds to a moisture content of 4.2 grams water per 100 grams of solids. The initial water activity of this product was 0.082, which is corresponding to moisture content of 1.83 grams water per 100 grams of solids. For popcorn, initial and critical water activities were 0.062 and 0.049, with corresponding moisture content of 1.7 and 6.1 grams water per 100 grams of solids. The critical water activity for extruded rice snacks has been reported to be 0.43, which corresponds to 6.5% moisture content. The development of stale and or oxidized and rancid flavors and odors can also be problem, limiting the shelf life of certain extruded and puffed snacks. Packaging of puffed snacks. Generally, the puffed snacks are also packed in the material which are used for fried snack foods, but the major problem here is the absorption of moisture and the loss of crispness. So, here the major consideration should be the water barrier property instead of the fat or light barrier property. Fruit and cereal based snacks. Large quantities of varieties of dried fruits, usually added nuts and honey, sugar or syrup are used in manufacture of this type of snack foods. Their composition is extremely variable, leading to development of bars with wide variety of flavors and textures. Generally, these products are in the intermediate moisture category and have water activities in the range of 0.2 to 0.4. This is because of their relatively high sugar content of about 25 to 30%, mainly in the form of glucose, sucrose and fructose from many ingredients like corn syrup, glucose syrup, sweetened condensed and evaporated skim milk and invert sugar syrup. This category also includes snacks based on flaked cereals such as oat flakes, wheat flakes, puffed cereals like rice, which are also added with dried fruits and nuts to produce variations in flavor and texture. Many of these snacks have a chewy texture and water activity which places them in the intermediate moisture range. The fat content of these chewy bars can be as high as 24%. So, packaging of fruit and cereal based snacks must provide a barrier to water vapor entry to avoid development of stickiness as a result of moisture uptake by the sugar in the product. The water activity to maintain chewiness has been given as less than 0.5, although no specific product was mentioned. In very dry atmospheres, moisture loss could be a problem. Before the packaging requirements can be specified with any degree of precision, the moisture sorption isotherm for this type of product would be required. No published isotherms have yet appeared in the literature, although a generalized one for ready to eat cereals has been published. So, to conclude this topic, we can say that the major cause of reducing shelf life of snack foods is oxidation of fat or moisture, ingress or absorption by the snack food, which causes either unwanted flavors or undesirable textures to the snack, causing the rejection of such type of food products. The shelf life of such products can be improved by use of packaging materials having light and moisture barrier properties. Nowadays, so many laminates are available, or tailor-made laminates can also be used, which includes many layers of different packaging materials from which desired properties for a specific snack food can be included in one type of package. So, concluding this module, we can say that the major cause of deterioration in snack foods is the fat oxidation or the oxidation or lipolytic activity due to light and gas or oxygen, and in certain products the moisture absorption. So, the packaging material which is desired or which should be designed in such a way that it should have good gas barrier properties as well as good moisture barrier properties. Thank you.